EVE Online has been doom posted quite a lot, but there's a real issue, which sadly CCP isn't taking enough action against, which actually threatens EVE quite a lot. And today we're taking a look at one of those cases, which is a top-level example of why RMT is hands down the biggest threat to the game. So let's go ahead and take a look at what has been dubbed the RSA files. Hey guys, it's me, I41. Today I'm here with a bit of a different video because I think this is a highly important topic. RMTing has been in the game for a very long time, and while plaques can be bought and sold for ISK, which I'm not too fond of either, especially considering that you essentially can whale your way to the top of the game and, quote, destroy the poors. But it also allows players to finance the Omega through in-game money, which is pretty cool. But EVE has a completely open economy, and of course there's a black market, because why not? But playing alone in EVE is boring. So if you want to explore nodes, like take part in PvP and just be part of a great community, come and join our Discord and fight under the banner of our supreme leader, me. So come and join Suspect today, link is in the description. Anyway, on with the video. Today a pretty huge leak happened related to Really Strong Alliance, a LoSec group which is focused on super capital and capital gameplay, having been very active in RMTing their way to the top and keeping on calling people who fly cheaper ships poors, because obviously they are above that, even if the only way they got there is via using a black market. But the central issue here isn't even getting an advantage of the ISK, the issue is demotivating newer players, groups, corps and anything in between, by not only stomping on them using an incredible advantage. Then again, it is something that will always happen in a PvP game with permadeath. But incredible low rates they are able to get ISK at just make it so much more insidious, as even if you want to catch up in a legitimate way using plaques you buy from CCP, it would cost you a fortune. So a lot of new groups simply quit, which is a loss for the game as a whole, as more groups obviously mean more fun. It would be wrong to say that CCP isn't taking any action against them. A lot of RMTers actually do get caught, but there's ways around it, which I will not explain here at all. But if you read the Reddit thread I linked in the description, you can find out how that specific group did it. Seemingly, this group didn't yet get in trouble for it, but well, plaques ends at the person who bought the plaques. The deep iceberg called RMT only keeps on going deeper, because there are certain ways to generate RMT money, and while some groups do it legitimately, the vast majority does it illegally. If you already do something for which you could get your account banned, why not go the extra step and just start botting? If you've been playing EVE for a long time, you might have heard of something called the bot lands, and a certain group I will not name here, which owns a lot of rental space in the drone lands, controlling the highest amount of nullsec systems out of any group, and highly profiting from exactly that botting income. And with groups like RSA being willing to spend a lot of money on exactly that RMT ISK, this is now a perfect incentive for people to create perfection botting programs, generating endless amounts of ISK day in and day out. But how can you actually blame the individual botter if you can replace the entire job with just botting in an Ishtar? Some people will do it. This creates a dynamic in which one group now generates endless amounts of ISK in illicit ways, cementing their position as a great power on a global stage, giving other groups with deep pockets and the know-how how to use the black market option to crush their opponents. And their opponents in this case being anyone they consider easy prey and inferior, and with having a big advantage at what you can afford, that is actually pretty easy. But it doesn't stop here. You can control multiple accounts in EVE by keeping on tabbing in and out of the game, as long as they are all Omega. This is all by hand, and while a program called Evo Preview can help you with that by showing you multiple small windows on your screen of your other accounts, which allows you to instantly tap into them by just clicking on those small windows, it is still all by hand. Input broadcasting, on the other hand, is not allowed by CCP. Input broadcasting is sending the same input to multiple accounts at the same time using a third-party software. This turns multi-boxing, which is a genuine skill you have to learn, which takes a lot of effort and skill, into merely hitting a single button which makes all your accounts do the same action. That, on the other hand, is something a lot of people would call an unfair advantage, and rightfully so, because this entirely removes the need for other players. Because if you can perfectly time everything you do on as many accounts as you want, that completely negates the need for other people in your fleet, doesn't it? And to no one's surprise, the same group that prides itself officially in being destroying the poor's flying subcaps also very likely uses exactly those third-party tools to gain an even further advantage. But luckily, justice is served cold when the same group fell victim to the original poster of this threat and his friends who have become the victim of a hunt by real strong alliance for threatening their dirty secrets, which so far has turned out to mainly be an embarrassment at best and a total failure at worst. Turns out, RMT and cheats can't replace entirely for skills. And well, until CCP takes action, nothing can really be proven 100% as fact. The amount of aggressive responses in regard to those secrets being shared kinda paints a one-sided picture here, with no counter-argument being made, except OP being declared as being mad and coping and seething. I think it is safe to assume that really strong alliance has been doing at least some shady stuff they are trying to hide here. Anyway, what is your opinion on this topic? I'm curious to hear what you think down in the comments. See you around, bye!